It's Wednesday, May 9th, 2012, and this is news. Indiana Republicans sent Senator Dick Lugar packing after 36 years in the Senate. Following his 20-point drubbing in yesterday's primary, Lugar called on supporters to back his conservative opponent, State Treasurer Richard Murdoch. But Lugar decried the increasingly strident members of the GOP, to whom no incumbent is Republican enough. Lugar noted that he's always been committed to the Republican principles of small government and low taxes. Since his freshman year in 1976, federal government spending as a percentage of GDP grew from about 34% to nearly 41%. Gross public debt has gone from 34% of GDP to nearly 98%, and the government now takes in twice as much tax revenue, 32.6% of GDP. Lugar said he's confident that he could have achieved his small government, low taxation Republican goals if only the voters had given him another 36 years. 4 in 10 West Virginia Democrats like President Obama so much they voted for a Texas prisoner in yesterday's primary. Keith Judd, a longtime inmate at the Beaumont Federal Correctional Facility, captured 41% of the vote, enough to send a delegate to the Democrat National Convention. A White House spokesman downplayed the significance of the outcome, but expressed surprise that so many voted against Obama despite all of his efforts to free the people of West Virginia from their dreary toil in the coal mines. On Tuesday, North Carolina became the 31st state to provide constitutional protections for the traditional definition of marriage as a domestic legal union between one man and one woman. Same-sex marriage is legal in only 6 states. Voters have never approved of the practice in any state, and all 31 state referendums defining marriage as heterosexual have passed at the ballot box. Vice President Biden, who this week came out in support of same-sex marriage, said he's surprised at the North Carolina result and proposed Congress mandate that Tar Heel state residents watch reruns of Will and Grace until they repeal the constitutional amendment. Former Pennsylvania Governor and DNC Chair Ed Rendell said President Obama should, quote, man up and state his position on same-sex marriage. Rendell argued that a statement of support wouldn't cost Obama any votes in November, since opponents of same-sex marriage wouldn't vote for him anyway. The White House repeated the president's position on the issue is still evolving, and right now resembles a platypus with a traditional mammalian body but a duck's bill. Spokesman Jay Carney said, everyone knows you can't hurry evolution, and you can't guide it either. And finally today, sources say the CIA worked with Saudi intelligence to stop a Yemeni plot to blow up a jet in the United States. The spy agencies also captured from Yemen's al-Qaeda franchise a new type of difficult-to-detect underpants bomb. Authorities refused to identify the undercover Saudi agent who posed as a would-be bomber, but noted that the individual fit the classic TSA bomber profile, an incontinent elderly white woman using a walker and carrying a Bible. For PJ Newsbreak, I'm Scott Ott. Click on pjtv.com 3 times today for your antidote to the obsolete media.